That afternoon was cool and pleasant, with a light breeze rustling through the canopies of the Indian almond trees surrounding the apartment courtyard. My daughter, Miu, 5 years old, and I went out for a walk together. In her hand was a brand new doll she had received the week before for her birthday. A pink dress that flared gently, blinking eyes, and a cheerful ha 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 laugh that played when you pressed her back. We had just arrived at the playground when Miu quickly joined a group of other children. I stood at a distance watching her, a habit I've kept every afternoon. She was cheerful, natural, and not the slightest bit shy. When it came time to play with the doll, Miu handed it to a younger girl named Chip, a year younger than her, to share. But just a few minutes later, Chip accidentally tugged too hard on the doll's dress, causing it to fall to the ground. Miu froze, her eyes locked on her beloved toy, now dusty and slightly scratched on the arm. I held my breath. As a mother, I immediately imagined tears, sulking, and blame. But no. Miu walked over, gently picked up the doll, brushed off the dust, checked it carefully, then turned to Chip and said, "It's okay. Just don't pull too hard next time, okay? Let's keep playing." It was as if someone had poured cold water over all the outdated assumptions in my mind. No anger, no sulking, no need for me to step in as a referee. My child simply forgave and moved on. That night, as I held her in my arms, I asked, "Weren't you upset when Chip dropped your doll?" Miu hugged her doll tightly and answered in a soft voice, "I was, Mommy, but she didn't mean to. If I get mad, then who will play with me?" I didn't say anything more. I just gently rubbed her back and silently thanked her for the lesson she had just taught me. As adults, we often believe we are the ones who guide our children in everything, from how to eat, how to speak, to how to behave. But sometimes it's the child who teaches back profound lessons, the kind I, as a grown-up, had long forgotten. My daughter didn't say much. She didn't explain or reason. With a simple act, forgiving and moving on, she taught me what true compassion looks like. No explanation needed. No one had to instruct her. Forgiveness, at its core, is simply choosing to lighten your heart and hold on to joy. I suddenly realized, forgiveness doesn't start with huge mistakes. It begins with the little things, like when someone accidentally drops your favorite toy or forgets a small promise. Forgiveness is an essential life skill, yet one rarely taught in textbooks. What I learned from my daughter is simple, yet difficult to practice. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is inner strength. Forgiveness means choosing friendship, happiness, and connection over a wounded ego. Children forgive quickly, not because they don't feel sadness, but because they haven't yet learned how to cling to it. My child felt hurt, but knew how to let go. She was disappointed, but still chose to keep playing. We adults, on the other hand, often hold on tightly, sometimes even to a careless word, long enough to build walls and lose connection. As a mother, I realized I don't always need to protect my child from every disappointment. Sometimes the best thing I can do is step back, observe, and let her handle it, because in those very moments, she is growing from within. To fellow parents like myself, those of us who work so hard every day to teach our children right from wrong, I invite you to pause for a moment and truly listen to your child, because sometimes in the way they resolve a small conflict, in the way they smile after being hurt, in their instinctive innocence, lies the answer we've been searching for throughout our years of adulthood. Let's give our children roots, strong values to stand on, but also wings, the freedom to forgive, to make mistakes, to learn, to love, and to heal themselves. Because forgiveness is a gift, not just for others, but for our children's hearts and our own. Please like and subscribe to follow more stories from Roots and Wings. Thank you so much for watching.